Alright, we're lightly spraying the floor. What we're using in the bottle is just a little bit of Fabuloso mixed with water. And with the black scrubber pad or stripper pad that's on the bottom of the Oreck, you don't need to use a whole lot of moisture. You'll just be making a big mess if you do. When we get done scrubbing, what we do is we use the Carpet Bonnet. I guess we should just call it the cleaning bonnet. We use that as a mop to kind of clean everything up.
This machine with a black pad on it will clean up these floors real quick.
So you can see there's a scuff mark he's taken out.
It just comes right out.
It's just coming right out. But we're only going to show a little bit of the floor cleaning because it's not really a very dirty floor, and we're going to get right to the carpet cleaning. So that's what most people like to watch. They don't really seem to, nobody seems to really care too much about the floor cleaning when we put the videos up. So
no, they seem to be worn.
yeah, we won't put a lot in. We won't put a whole lot into showing it because it's real simple to do. Now some of the dirty looking stuff you're seeing is footprints. That's all going to come out with the mop. He's using this to break loose all the stubborn stuff, and then it's going to be
and the rest of it are just mop.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of dirty looking. But it's going to come out with the, once he gets it all broken loose, he can just absorb it with the bonnet. So he's done the dining room. Got a little bit here in the kitchen. Not real bad. Got to move out of the way a little bit.
That's it. Now I just gotta clean it.
And I'm gonna step out just because there's no point in me tracking it up, and I'll just show it from kind of over here. I may not be able to see it 100%, but it's not gonna take them very long.
This thing does a pretty good job of getting under counters because it's low. Got under that one.
Okay, these floors are probably 15 years old now, 14, 15 years old. When they installed these floors, they didn't put any wax down on them. And in fact, for years and years, they were telling the residents they didn't want them to put mop and glow or anything on them. They wanted them to live completely unprotected because they didn't want to have to deal with stripping the floors and everything. And now the floors are finally getting worn enough that they're trying to get them real cleaned up, and the ones they can, they're saving. And they are putting wax down on them finally. So they usually put like a couple of coats down. Not a lot, just enough to protect it, not so much as to just shine it up. But because they've had to start replacing a lot of the floors because they get so worn out because they never had a protective coating on them. So this one's in pretty good shape. And when you're going over this with the bonnet, you just kind of have to go over everything. And then you need to, eventually what you do is you back your way out and get your footprints as you go, because you're going to get footprints everywhere until the floors are fairly dry. And once you're done with that, the floors will dry in about 5-10 minutes. So you just kind of have to stay off them for a little bit until they're completely done. So when you're doing this process, if you find something you didn't get 100% out, you just switch back to your stripper pad and work that little area a little bit. You kind of have to get all this stuff off before to see if you finished it or not. Because a lot of times you can't tell. So you mop it up real quick, and then you start looking to see if there's any spots that you missed. And on these floors are so old, a lot of times they have a haze in them that you can't really 100% get out because the protective coating that was on the tile when it was new is gone. And so you have basically the penetration of the dirt and the grit, and you can't really fix it because it's beneath the protective layer of the tiles. So we're just trying to get them as clean as we can. Once they wax them, they'll look a little bit better because the shine kind of takes away from any defects. And when you're doing these, they always look a little uneven until they're dried completely. Now we're doing these carpets and floors at the same time because they need us to get in and get done. But ideally what you would want to do is maybe do your carpets one day and then the next day do your floors. Because what will happen is when your carpets are damp from your pre-spray and everything, you're going to leave footprints all over your floors. Anyway, so if you wait till your carpets are completely dry and then do your floors, you'll come out with a better overall result. Because what we have to do is when we get done, we have to go over and kind of mop up footprints that we make and everything, because we're going to have to walk on the floors a little bit when we're doing the carpet cleaning. So we have to kind of redouble some of our efforts because of that. So we recommend that when you are doing carpets and floors, if you can, do the carpets first and wait till they're completely dry to do your floors, because it just makes it a little less work for you. Okay, while he's finishing that, I'm going to show you. And we're going to be moving a lot of this stuff. This isn't all ours, but we've got some pretty good stains in this carpet, as you can see. And this carpet is 5 years or so old. And we've cleaned it a couple times. And there's a red stain there. We may not be coming out. I think there's a big stain under the cart. Yeah, there's a good one. And he's still working on that floor a little bit.
I'll be done in a minute.
And some of what you're seeing is footprints. They look like stains and they're not. And that is something that looks like maybe it was a little blood. Excuse me. Because the color it is now, it looks like there's a little iron in it. And some of that comes out, but some of it won't. Somebody didn't clean up their mess very good. This carpet's not too bad. But I'm gonna shut the video off temporarily here because he has to finish the floors. We have to move everything over off the carpets so that we can do the carpets. So I'll come back on after we're ready to do that because he has to pre-spray and everything. So that'll be coming up next.